Hello everyone, welcome to the Gloom. Gonna be doing some round 4 action. So, as you recall in Gloomhaven, you pick 2 cards every round and each card has a middle number. This number is important because you choose the number that you want for the round. Choose a later number to go later, lower number to go first. And this is important because it kind of helps decides the order, so it decides what's going to happen. So the first person to go this time is Little Rat Damon here, and he's going to move 2 and heal because 11 was the lowest number. So Rat Damon's going to go 1, 2 and head right there. And then Rat Damon is going to use Into the Night, the top part, and is going to loot. So bottom part, move 2, top part, loot, and loot also activates the dark, so we'll activate that. If you want to see, put that in the active pile. And it's a loot 1, so it's any loot that is 1 space away. So you can see the dark magic, and then any 1 space away. So this is 1 space away, this is 1 space away. Both these go to Rat Damon. So there were others that wanted loot that round, but again, the number is an important part because it decides who goes first, and that is the end of Rat Damon's turn. All right, the next person to go is Adonis, and Adonis wanted to use he wanted to use energizing tonic. Right? Yeah. Sorry, just checking this out. All right, so he wanted to use Energizing Tonic to move 6, gain an EXP. So he is now at 8 and 3. 8 and 3. But if you look, this does have an X. So Energizing Tonic is now gone. This is in the lost pile. It won't be coming back for the rest of this game. Oh, I almost forgot. His decoy goes first. So his decoy was going to go 1, 2, and step on this trap and take 3 damage. So this decoy only has 2 hit points left. And then Adonis was going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me see how I can move that in there for us so we can see what actually is going on. So he moved 4 and ended up there. All right. I'm not going to move him any closer because he wasn't going to attack. Then he was going to use Stamina Booster to heal 4. He's only missing 1 hit point, whereas he's missing a lot. So instead of him being down to 2, he'll heal this guy because he's got a range of 3. So he'll be back at 6 health, which will help Adonis. Because next turn, if you look at the summon has 6 health. So he'll be back at full health. And the next turn, the summon will come in front of him because the summons go first. And so the 6 health will kind of help protect Adonis. So instead of healing him 1, we'll heal him the 4 and put him back to full health. And I believe that was all for Adonis. Yeah. So that's all for Adonis. Now, here's the thing. Adonis entered the room. So when you enter the room, the monsters now draw their cards. And so the Living Bones drew a 81, so they're going to go last. But the Flame Demons drew an 8. So they're going next, right after Adonis. And what they drew was, they drew a -1 and create a 4 damage trap in the adjacent empty hex is close to an enemy. So they can't attack. They didn't get an attack. They got to move -1. And the elite move, oh, they both move 4. So they both move 3. They can move 3. So he's going to move here. He's going to move here. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3. All right. And as it said, we have traps that they're laying. Since they can't put it on top of Adonis, it'll go there, and it'll go there, and it will go here. All right, and that's pretty much the best they can do for that. And remember, these tiles here are muddle, so they take 2 spots to go through, hence why that one went 1, 2, and then 3 here. So Adonis is surrounded, but they're not going to attack him this round. And then if you look, it's going to eat the little knight. It's going to eat this little knight thing and instead turn it to fire. So now fire is now active. Okay. So that was Adonis. Now let me move this back up. Be nice if we were all in the same room so I could have this laid out a little better, but we'll make it work. Okay. So now we get down to who was next? Next we get down to Ivanta. Ivanta had a 33 and a 60. And Big Ben, the lowest number he could have had was a 35. So Ivanta's going to go first because she has a 33. And so Ivanta wanted to use her Venom Shiv to move 5. And she wanted to go to that last loot coin there and grab that loot. And then she wanted to use Special Mixture to heal 3 to herself. So Ivanta was at 3 and 2, 4, 5, 6 and 2 now. And that's where she will end her turn, is down there. Okay. Next we got Big Ben. Remember, this trap is here, and you can move through your allies, so you can always go through here. So there's no real point in disarming that one. Big Ben wanted to loot and move up north. But here's the thing: he didn't have any loot cards. None of his moves had loot on it, so he would have had to have ended on a coin. So that wasn't going to really work to move and go north. He would have had to move to a coin and end his turn there. But because of the order of the round, there's no more loot left. So all Big Ben's going to be able to do really is to just move up north. And there's not really a lot for him to do because there's stuff in the way. So if we kind of lower this here, kind of bring that down. So if we look back at our layout here, we got monster, monster, monster. You can't go through monsters. Adonis is here. There's a trap there. There's not a lot for him to do. So basically he's just going to move, and that will be the end of his turn. So he'll use Skewer to move and get an EXP. And normally this would eliminate this card for the rest of the quest, but because we're going to let Big Ben have special rules this time, we're not going to do that. We'll give him his 1 EXP, now 10 and 5, and we'll just move him closer. 2, and that's about as far as he can go. So he's getting ready to go in there. It'd be nice to use this card here, the move 3, and he could go 1, 2, 3, and you see how it says jump? So he would jump over this trap and land right here. But you can't use 2 of the same moves. You can't use 2 bottoms. You have to use a bottom and a top, or a top and a bottom. You can't use 2 bottoms. And if I would have used this to move, it wouldn't have got him here because it was only a move 3. So there's not really anything for him to do at this point except use the leaping cleave to attack nothing that's there. So there's no experience gain because he didn't hit anything. And so he's just kind of stuck here waiting until the next round to get into the action here. So that's kind of how that will go. The ideal thing to do is for Adonis, I would say, to run out of the room and then everybody just attack, because from here you can attack either of these 2 spots. So if we can kind of get this decoy out of the way and get Adonis back in here, we can let them come one by one and just kind of pummel them. I think that's going to be our best bet versus trying to run in and circle around them and try to do whatever we can. They're surrounded by traps anyway. So that's what my suggestion is to just do that. Let them come to us at this point, because it all played out that way. And granted, we don't know their moves, so I didn't know that they could create traps. I have not seen these cards, and that's just kind of how it played out. So the last people to go this turn are these living bones over here, who drew an 81. They drew an attack 2, +2. So that's +2 to their 1 and 2. So it'd be, they're both elite. So that'd be 4, a 4 attack. But if you notice, they don't have any range. So they got to be near their enemy. And this card doesn't say move, so they can't move. So they're stuck. If it said move, they could have moved 4 spots. But because it doesn't say move, all they can do is attack. They have no range. So they essentially did nothing this round. They're just going to sit there and do nothing. Which is good, because Adonis is here by himself. And that's kind of where he ended up. So that will be the end of round 4. And we will go from there. This is going to be interesting the next round, because we don't know what they can do. We've seen what they can do in a sense of nothing special, like they're not going to summon and whatnot. But we don't really know what these guys can do. We just know that they can hit a lot. They hit 4 hit points and 3 hit points, and they have to retaliate. So if we hit them, they're going to hit us back 4 hit points, or they're going to hit us back 3 hit points. And they have shields, so if we hit them, we have to hit enough to go through that shield. So ideally, what we want to do is hit this yellow guy for 4 + 5 is 9. A 9 hit point attack would kill him. And then his retaliate would be useless because we hit him with a 9 hit point attack. Or, yeah, with a 9 hit point attack. That's really the only option we have, because they're going to retaliate. So same thing with these guys, except even less. 2 hit points less, so a 7 hit point attack for both of these guys. So they don't retaliate. But we'll see how it goes. The only other thing would be is their range. See that they have a range of 3, so if we're 4 spots away, then they can't retaliate. Or if we're 3 spots away, they can't retaliate, the white ones here. So we'll see how the next round plays out. It's going to be a very interesting round because Adonis is here. These guys are here. These guys got to get in the game, come that way. We got traps everywhere. And the bottom part, we're pretty separated. It looks like it's going to be Adonis's and Big Ben's show because they're both already up there. And meanwhile, Rat Damon is down way down here, and Ivanta's even lower, way down here. by herself. So it's going to be a mad rush to get up here. But like I said, if we can get Adonis to come back down here and just kind of fortify this area where we just wail on them as they come in, I think that's a good strategy. But that's just my idea. I don't know what the team's going to go for. So, but that's how round 4 played out. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll get ready for round 5.